To add content to a form or quiz, select the Add New button below the header and description window. Here you will have 4 options: multiple choice, text response, rating, date, useful for setting targets or finding out suggestions for available dates for upcoming events. There's also a drop-down menu which gives you a further 4 options. You can choose a ranking, where learners move options up or down the list to put them in the right sequence, or preferred option stack, a Likert, using options such as strongly agree, disagree, etc. There's also a file upload question. This allows participants within Glow only to upload content to your OneDrive. We'll look at that shortly. Our last question type is Net Promoter Score. This is a kind of ratings question. Also in the drop-down menu, you'll see the option to create sections. This can be useful if covering a range of curriculum areas or a range of topics within a project, for example. You can group your questions, making it easier to capture data. To create a section, simply tap Section and call it whatever you want. You can give your section an image or a video. Image, similar to the header images, allows you to search using Bing, upload from OneDrive, or upload from a device. Once you've given your section a title, you can also choose to give it a description. You're now ready to add questions. Please note though, you do not have to use sections. These are just an additional feature and may be useful at the end of the year for more senior pupils where you want to categorise questions into different units. The 3 dots at the end of a section allow you to remove the section. It will also give you the option to remove the section or section with questions in if you've already added questions. You can also duplicate a section. This will include any questions within it, and we can add branching, and we'll look at that shortly. For our form, we're going to add a multiple choice. However, you may also see this lightning bolt once you begin to use forms. This will suggest questions that you may have previously used in a form with the same title. This handy time saver tool will let you see, once clicked, any suggestions of questions that you may want to use. Simply select and click and the question will appear. If you don't want to use it, select X. For our multiple choice question, our question bar appears along the top. You can also use some simple editing tools on any text you insert in your form, including the header and description. Select the text you wish to edit, and an editing bar will appear. This will include the ability to use bold, italics and underline, change the colour of your text in your question. This may help with parts of speech or highlighting keywords to learners. You can also change the font size using 3 presettings, and you have numbering and bullet points. Type in your answer and the AI built into forums may suggest alternative answers. Here we can select them by clicking, or we can use the Add Option button to add our own one in. Once your answers have been submitted, you may want to jumble them up. 6 dots at the start of a row indicate grab handles. Click these with your mouse or pen to move them around. If you no longer wish to use an answer, you can delete it, but this can't be undone. When you're ready to move on to the next question, you may want to decide if you need multiple answers. For example, if I'd asked of the largest 3 planets in the solar system and given 5 answers, I may want to use multiple choice. Multiple answers allow the user to submit multiple answers to you. You can also make a question mandatory by selecting the Required button. Again, this is indicated by changing colour. Finally, along the bottom of your question, you'll see 3 dots. There's the option to shuffle the available answers for participants. This means if you're issuing questions and the class are with you, no one's answer will be in the same order. Rather than having a list available to the participants, answers can be displayed in a drop-down feature. Selecting this and changing to preview to have a look will allow you to see I can choose from the drop-down menu that would open up. Without this feature, using preview, my answers are all visible. You can edit your questions as many times as you want. However, once issued, please be aware that the data will relate to the question as it's laid out at the time of response. As well as shuffle and drop down in your 3 dots along the bottom, you can choose to subtitle it. This may be that you want to give additional instructions if you've added some media. You can also add branching. This means that a response may trigger the learner or user to jump to a different question, a little like a passport form, and we'll look at branching shortly. Once you've typed in your answers, you may also want to add media to support the learner or participant. Using the Insert Media button at the end of each question, you'll be given 2 options. Adding an image. This involves searching for Bing with Creative Commons copyright free material available to you, uploading from your OneDrive, or uploading from your device. Alternatively, you can choose to upload and include a video. This can be from your Microsoft team where you've shared a link from the internet or your OneDrive account. Alternatively, it can be a URL from a YouTube video. The YouTube video will play inside the question. This means that learners using smaller handheld devices don't need to worry about multiple tabs opening, making it difficult to navigate. The video plays and the learner can respond. Using the subtitle feature would allow you to give additional instructions about what to do with the video, perhaps to start at a certain point, or to look at a specific area if on a chart. If you no longer wish to use either the subtitles or the image, deselect subtitles, and the delete video or image button is always located in the bottom corner. I can choose to add a text question, and I can choose to allow participants to have long or short answers. A short answer is default, which is 1 to 2 sentences. A longer answer, toggled at the bottom, allows for a long paragraph. Again, I can make my question mandatory, and I can add in some restrictions. Here we can ask for only a number, and there are a range of other settings which may be of particular interest to science, geography, or maths department. We also have the option for branching. If you do not wish to use restrictions, you can deselect. Rating allows you to choose between a number or star rating from 2 to 10. Date allows you to ask a question where participants are offered a calendar when responding, which they can then select a date from. If you do not want a question to appear, simply use the delete button. If you wish to change the order of a question, select the question you want to move and use the up or down arrows. Here we can put this question first. To add a new question, you must always click on the last question in the stack. Select Add New and choose Add Section. Now we're going to ask for our young people to submit an image of stars. We're now going to add a file upload question. Selecting the Add New button and the More options, select File Upload. You may be given a prompt of information. Only Glow users can upload information to a file upload question, and the forum or quiz can only be shared with a Glow user. A file upload question can be beneficial if you want learners to submit coursework, images, information, or if a learner perhaps wishes to use audio to upload an answer rather than a written form. Type in your question or request. Once you've written in the details or instructions, you can then choose a range of settings. You can limit the file numbers from 1 to 10 files, and you can also limit the single file size. This can be for 10 megabytes for a photograph, 100 megabytes for a short video, or 1 gigabyte for some coursework. This is a handy way for learners to upload digital copies of work. All work submitted will be allocated into a folder in your OneDrive. However, your OneDrive should only be used for learning and teaching, and it's always good practice to regularly clean out any unused or unrequired files from your OneDrive. Once you've set your settings at the right size, you can choose to specify further. Using the 3 dots, You may wish to select file type. This allows you to choose which kind of file will be permitted for upload. Once selected, only those file uploads with the right extensions will be allowed. All will be available throughout the life of the folder within your OneDrive. A Likert may be a useful way to capture opinion or ask understanding levels where learners can respond anonymously or giving their name. To find out more about sharing and capturing detail of submissions in your forms, please look out our Sharing Forums video. Once you've added as many questions as you require within your Microsoft form, you may want to look at branching. If we select a question, we can add branching to it. This allows me to choose what the participant should do next. If they answer the question, should they go straight to the end of the forum, go to the next question, or go to the next section? This can be especially useful if being used within a quiz or an assessment. If using multiple choice questions, branching is available for each of the options. This means a learner may not have to go through all of the questions if they're consistently showing misunderstanding of a concept, and will allow you to revisit it with them at a later date. Using the 3 dots at the top, you can reset any branching options you've included without having to go through each one. Finally, to review what your form will look like, you can use the preview button in the top corner. Selecting this will let you see what participants will see what your form looks like on a computer or on a mobile device. This is especially handy for learners who may be working remotely. You will also notice on both of these that all questions come with Immersive Reader. This means that anyone can access the accessibility features built in. Clicking the icon will open a new window and read the question aloud.
1. Write the names of the planets in order from the Sun. End of question. Close the reader to input your answer.
Participants are also able to change font sizes and backgrounds, turn on grammar features, or, using the reading feature, change to different languages. Lastly, you may want to change the background and theme of your forum. We'll cover more on this in a separate video. However, using the theme button, you can quickly and easily change the colours and themes